In this episode of Film Stock Reviews, I'm reviewing episode 6 of Tulsa King titled Stable. This is an interesting episode and it's very well written. I feel like the show is getting better as it goes along, and after the events of the 5th episode and even the 4th episode, things are picking up. Now, the episode starts off where Stacy, the ATF agent, meets with her kind of undercover mole that she has, and it's really interesting when you find out who it is. The whole aspect of it is different, and then Stacy's boss kind of wants to figure out who this Dwight guy is and kind of calls in the FBI and says like what's happening and what's going on, and it's just different than what you think it might be. Not only that, we go to a scene where Pete is sitting in a chair and tries to figure out what was the whole thing with Nico and Chicky as well, and trying to figure out certain things like should they kill Dwight for what he did or whatnot, and nobody knows what actually happened because the person who did it is dead now. So the whole aspect and the dialogue of each episode and scene is so well done. Then Dwight goes to his daughter Tina at the flower shop and says, listen, everything is done and finished, it's over, you can move on now, I did what I had to do. And then now she's afraid for her life because Pete and his people might come after her, and Dwight's like, that's not going to happen, I'm not going to let that happen. And it's just the whole aspect of like, okay, can we really trust things to stay where they are? Not only that, when we see Tina at home washing dishes, she gets a phone call, but nobody's on the other end, and it's silence. Happens again, but then we find out it's Dwight calling to find out how Tina is doing, and it's the whole aspect of what's going on, and who's playing who, and is there something else that we don't know about? So Dwight calls Goody, the consigliere, to Pete and says, get your ass to Tulsa if you really want to know what's going on and what's happening. And Goody has to run it by the bosses and his boss, and Pete's like, okay, you know what? Go to Tulsa. Let's see what happens. He's like, as long as he's giving me cash in an envelope, I have ears and I'll listen to what he has to say. So it's really interesting to see what's going on. And not only that, we see Stacy trying to warn Dwight about the feds being in on him and the FBI trying to understand what's happening. They have a good moment, and then it's interesting because the FBI then goes to Bodie. Bodie is one of the weak characters in this series, and you can really tell that. They go to the weed shop. They can't find anything, the weed. They find a safe. And then the whole aspect of it is that once everyone figures out what's going on, Bodie comes to Dwight and says, listen, I was talking to some friends, well, interrogated by the FBI, and this and that happened, and I don't know what's gonna, partake in everything. So we find out that actually Dwight kind of took the weed and the money and put it in duffel bags and actually knew what was going to happen because of Stacy's intel. Now, Waltrip and Dwight finally meet. Waltrip is the head of the biker gang of the Black McAdams, and they go back and forth talking about what to do, what not to do, and how things are going on. And then Dwight's like, you know what? I'll play my hand, but you won't see it coming. So, the whole aspect of what's going to happen with that, is it going to be interesting, not interesting? And it's just picking up one way or another. This was a fun episode, and it ends really, really well. I don't want to give too much away like I already did, but just the aspect of the writing is good. Not much action, but the story is not drawn out. You pay attention to what's happening, and it just draws you in. And that's what Taylor Sheridan does, the creator of this show. It's just absolutely mind-blowing, amazing, and probably so much different than what you think it could be or what it might be. Even so, where the aspect is, you have Dwight trying to, do things in Tulsa and New York. He goes to the saloon and says, New York is behind me, that's it. But is it really behind him if Goody is coming there? Still so many questions left to be answered, and this season is getting better. The writing is absolutely amazing. The tension is there and high. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's good, who's bad, who's playing who. It's just fun to watch, and I have a blast watching this show. This is one of my top TV shows of this year for sure. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about episode 6 of Tulsa King, titled Stable. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What do you think about the story, the flow of it? Did you like that certain things are happening? And what do you think is going to happen in this first season, knowing that it's been picked up for a second season? Do you think that some characters might die and might, not show up in the second season? Or do you think everyone will move on to the second season? It's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. So let me know in the comment section below about all the questions I just asked. And I'll see you all in the next review video. And be sure you tune in to my episode 7 review of Tulsa King.